happy to believe whatever they're told. I did press the wrong button. Okay. Oh, what happened? Turn on. Thank you. There we go. I suppose actually we're going to end up the field on that corner, so we can do the bottom. That'll probably be a pass to the right, turn around, pass to the left, and then come up this side and tidy it all up. Anyways, yes, how are we doing here? It's 2:43 in the afternoon. We have one more field left to plant oilseed radish. The oilseed radish supply is doing okay. I don't believe I'm allergic to reptiles. I think it really is the fur and the feathers. I haven't been fully allergen tested, so we haven't ruled out anything else, but I don't keep reptiles. I probably never will because other members of the family aren't particularly enthralled about being near them. So that would be not a thing for us. Yeah. Looking after 53-year-olds at once. Awesome times. Yep. Bunnies allergic. Guinea pigs allergic. So I don't do furry animals. If I go and visit somebody who I know has animals, I have to dope up on Benadryl about half an hour, 45 minutes before I get there, or it'll all be rather sad. It was quite funny. I've got a UK friend who got married to a girl who lives in Ohio, and when we were living in Texas and I was working in Michigan, I did have a couple of times I had to drive up or drive back, and I kind of figured out you can just about do Texas, or at least Dallas, Texas to Ann Arbor, Michigan in 2 days, but you're really looking at perfect timing on the second day if you're going to check into a hotel in Ann Arbor or move into an apartment. So since he lives in or close to Cincinnati, I arranged on those trips to just say, can I stop at your place on whatever day it was I was passing through, and then I could get up at my leisure the next morning and do the remainder of the drive and be assured that the office of the apartment complex or whatever was going to be open. So that was a thing. So yeah, not a problem. So I turned up the first time, and he opened the door and he looked at my face because he had a couple of dogs behind him, sort of, oh, who's come to visit us? And he said, are you scared of dogs? I said, no, actually I'm allergic to them. He said, oh, okay then. So they shuffled the dogs off into another room, and we visited for the evening, and I left the next morning, but his wife was very much on the ball, and it was a case of every time Even that first time, I made what was it? I stopped at the rest area just before Cincinnati and gave them a call and said, yeah, I'm about 30 minutes out. So they had advance warning, and every time I called them when I was driving through it and called from that rest area, so yeah, I'm about 30 minutes out. And she was like, "Are you taking your Benadryl yet?" Yeah, I'm taking it now. But, yeah, I can survive a short time on Benadryl with animals, but it makes me drowsy, and oops, and it doesn't last long. Yeah, it's, I probably could, but Mrs. Osa's definitely not into snakes or lizards, or spiders, or anything like that. So, and you just have to do what you have to do to keep the house happy. Oh, not sure how close that one ended, but I can probably catch it on the way back. So yeah, this field almost done. It's a good thing. Did have people at school in my year that had snakes or spiders or stuff, so I'd been around them. I just, not something I'm really, really bothered to take on. Fish are kind of easy. You don't have to take them out for an exercise. You don't have to do much. Change the water every couple of weeks, or change some of the water every couple of weeks, and feed them every day. And like in Subnautica, they get lots of exercise, swimming. Yeah. And yeah, I'm probably not supposed to do it this way either, but with the angle of this field, it just kind of makes sense. Didn't even pay attention to how much seed we started this with. I think we're almost. We hardly used any, I don't think. Anyway. Okay, we will do what we can along the bottom here. Try not to get the cedar caught up in the edge of the map, which does get a little bit closer to the edge of the field than I like. There is room. Taylor, good morning and welcome to Saturday stream. Okay, that's that way done. Indeed, we have a nice day today. It's not snowing for a change, although it's suspected to snow tomorrow up here in Michigan, and I think Monday too. So fun. Oh, that strip there is a little bit wider than the cedar, I believe. Or maybe not. Ooh, yeah. Nice. Oh, taxis, yeah. Yeah, we should have fairly simple taxis this year. We were still fostering last year, but we didn't end up with any one foster child for more than 6 months, which is when they kick in to affect how much taxes you have to pay. And then from this year, I should probably change my W. That's the problem, because I'm not in the office. It's more difficult to arrange the paperwork, but I should put another dependent on my tax form so I pay less tax this year. We try to make it so that we end up pretty close to net zero on taxes. So we pay gate. We pay, yeah, what we pay is what we're due to pay. So there's no refund, there's no additional amount. But with foster care, that's more difficult because you pay in more, or you pay in for two, me and wifey, and then depending on how many foster kids you have for a period of more than 6 months during the year, you get their tax credit. And since we don't know at the beginning of the year how long we're going to have any given child, that's kind of more difficult to figure out which way. Oh, there we go. So I've got the GPS set to go that way, so I think that's what we'll do on this field as well. It's probably not the most efficient angle to drive this. Actually, it might actually be the most efficient angle to drive this field. Alrighty, let's let's get this field done, and we can put all this stuff away again. Nah, should I put it away? Yes, I should put it away. Okay. You should get up, play FS while listening to me drone on about stuff. Because before I got into streaming, that's how I used to do it as well. Play farm sim while watching somebody else farm sim. Oh, basement stairs are almost done too.
Seriously, Carson?
We have stairs we can walk up and down, but they have no handrail or anything like that yet. So kids aren't going down to the basement yet.
Why does he have a safe here? Why does he have a safe here? It's a safe.
And all the framing's done under the stairs. The electrics are almost done. I don't think we have a light socket yet, or a socket for a light bulb yet. But all the rest of the stuff's there.
Let me out, Carson. Let me out. Why is there a washer?
And then they're doing the drywall. I haven't been down there since they were here on Friday, so I'm not sure how far the drywalling's got yet.
Emergency.
I need to take the trash downstairs, so I'll check it out then. We are not going to do a completely finished basement. I'm gonna guess getting on for about 1,500 square feet, and no, that's going to be incredibly pricey. So we're doing the staircase because it needed done, and we are because we have limited storage everywhere, we figured we'll get a nice staircase. So one, it's safe for the kids to walk up and down, and two, it looks nice. And we're gonna have a coat closet or whatever where we can keep shovels for snow and brooms for sweeping the patio and that type of thing. And then we're also putting in some drawers at the lower end of the stairs so that we can store games, family games out of the dirt. Oops, that's not what I intended. X. So that's all what's going on down there. Yeah, well, there's really not much we could do about it. I mean, the guy came in, what would it be, the top end of last week, and his plan was he'd dismantle the stairs and we'd have at least something we could walk up and down by Wednesday, which I believe he managed to do. But when he was taking the stairs down, they collapsed as part of the demolition. So we were already figuring the stairs probably weren't that well built, kind of like the deck stairs that collapsed while I was walking down them. So it turned out it was an immensely good plan to replace the stairs because of the state they were in. But at least then, as I said, we needed something that was a lot more sturdy, a lot safer. So and it needed doing kind of now. Plus, our contractor is at the point in the year where he's finished building decks and doing all the other outside work. Like, I think someone wanted the an extension framed up. They were going to do all the siding and interior work, but they wanted him to do all the all the frame construction. So that's all his outside work, and you do that during the summer, during building season in Michigan. So this time of year, he's now looking at inside jobs. And so, building staircases in a basement is an inside job. It's not a particularly warm inside job. Our basement is about, I think I was looking at it, it's about 55 degrees down there, 50 degrees down there. So it's not exactly toasty, but it is warmer than being outside in 11 degrees. So he's happy to be doing that. He had to pull off earlier this week. He had someone wanted to they were having a granite kitchen countertop put in their kitchen, but they wanted him to come and attach the sink and the faucet or the water and everything else, so he had to go off and do that this week. But it is coming along nicely. So, but once that's done, we're also arranging to have he's got a group of people who spray insulation foam that he works with. So we're going to have the top of the basement where the concrete meets the bottom of the house. There's about a foot of skirting around the house, because it's actually a mobile home type of deal on a concrete basement. So there is, with any mobile home, you set it on a concrete slab, and there's usually a crawl space underneath it so that you can access things like the ductwork and the electrics and the water. And because of that, when it sits on a concrete basement, there is that skirt that's around the bottom of the building that isn't particularly well insulated. So we're getting some company in to do that. Then once that's done, we'll just be making it sort of nice to live down there. It's not going to be a proper sort of studs and drywall and everything else, but there's going to be it's a walk out into the backyard, so it's going to be somewhere where kids can come in, keep water or a snack or whatever, and then go out to play, and we can sit down there and watch them playing in the backyard. And that's really most of what we're going to be using it for socially. Yeah, my sister was an accountant. But in the UK, there, at least when I was working, there really wasn't a lot of tax returns for private individuals. Your employer had all that figured out, and the tax office just give you a tax code which basically says this is how much in taxes I can't remember how it works, but it was sort of fairly limited how the tax structure worked. There's nothing to claim over in the UK. At least there wasn't when I worked there. You just, you earn $1,000, you pay, what would it be, 200 in taxes. No reductions. And the things that did get reduced, you didn't get tax. You didn't get money back for. So if you donated to a charity, you would fill out the form when you donated to the charity, and the charity could claim the taxes that you had paid on that money. So if you gave a charity $100, they could then go to the government and say, this person gave us $100 and paid taxes, and the government would give them an extra 20. And the same with pensions. You would, if I put $100 in my pension, then the pension company would go to the government and say, give us the taxes that was paid on this money. So you pay $100 into or £100 into your pension, and you end up at the end of the year effectively being credited for £120 because of the taxes you paid on the 100. So you don't get any money back from your taxes. It's just how you use the money during the year may alter how much money the recipient gets, which is kind of an interesting way of doing it, I guess. Okay, let's see if I can reverse this without hitting anything or getting any comments from Longhauler. Ooh, that was a little bit close. Yeah, college is always an interesting, because there is a big modern push. Everybody needs to go to college, and everybody doesn't need to go to college. You can waste a lot of time and money at college and come out with something that you're really just not interested in. My first IT boss had a degree in chemistry, and he did chemistry because school-wise he was good at chemistry and he enjoyed chemistry. I kind of enjoyed chemistry too, except I wasn't particularly good at it. But when he graduated from college, he got a job not doing anything involving chemistry. So, that's kind of a thing. You then question, what was the point of him doing a degree in chemistry and coming out with something that wasn't any use to any job he did after that? And he got interested in computers and became a computer programmer, and then became a computer project leader, programming team project leader. So it wasn't that he was it was in the UK. Degrees are specialists, so you do degrees in chemistry, physics. You don't get your all-round education stops when you graduate high school or the equivalent. So it's not a general education, it's a specific education. And back when he and I were kids, you pretty much went to college for free, because the government looked at it and said, look, you're going to do a specialist subject to an advanced level, And we need people like you to, boost our society. We want rocket scientists, we want physicists, we want engineers. And so we're willing to pay the money for those who have shown the aptitude to be able to do that. Hi, doggy. So, that was how it was in those days. But it's gotten to the point now where it's just everybody needs to go to college. Why? A friend of mine ended up, I think, she went to college, she did a degree, etc., and she graduated. I'm not sure she's done anything with her college degree, but she did get a job at McDonald's. And that particular McDonald's manager pretty much employed kids fresh out of college because they were smart, they were good workers, and they were willing to apply themselves. And so he got, good workers. But you don't need a degree to work at McDonald's. Oh, good grief. No, I'm looking Okay, no, we do have water and grass and hay, so yeah. I panicked there, there's no food. What? But yeah, you end up just $30,000-$40,000 in debt with a degree that doesn't apply to any job that pays the sort of money you need to repay it. Now, if you want to be a lawyer, an accountant, or something like that, you have to have a degree to do it. Plus, when you get out, you're going to get a job that can repay that debt. But for vast majority of them, it's you've got $30,000 in debt. Now, what are you going to do to pay it off? And it's not a good thing. If you want, but if you're good with your hands, you could be an HVAC mechanic or car mechanic or something like that. Okay, it's coming up on 10 o'clock, so we want to sleep for 9 hours. Let's go 9. That'll take us to 7 in the morning. So, back when I was younger,